Okay, light is green. Sound is on. So, I'm gonna assume that everything is up and live and running. It's been a hell of a week. First off, get the credentials and whatnot out of the way. My name is Don Higgins. Freelance artist, illustrator, also art director for FASA Games. I am working in 1879, a little bit in Earth Dawn. I'm involved with LiveStream, the new game that the Kickstarter didn't pan out for Interceptor. Moving forward with that, doing some things, learning some things, changing some things up, but not out yet. But as art director, I get to learn the lesson of my art isn't the best. So, still art director on the LiveStream project, but lessons learned. Anyway, choices to make, but not going to go down a bad path. Anyway, the it's still in credentials. I work with Hey Penny Pie. I write and illustrate that comic for FASA. I work with Champions Challenge, write and illustrate that comic for FASA. I'm busy. I'm got stuff that I'm doing with 1879. Lots of stuff that I'm working on. Got some other projects that I'm involved with, and busy. But living the dream. I'm an artist for a living, so that's the good part. Today, like I said, I wanted to deal with something that you never know when you're going to find something that's going to inspire you. And it's taking something that is, and then turning it into something that is not. That's what I'm going to do today. There's a picture I came across online of a guy that this guy screams to be drawn and used as reference. So I'm just going to do a sketch up of this individual. As usual, as I do every week, shout out to Jason Momoa. I was asked a while back if I could have anybody in the studio and work up a drawing of them while I talk to them. Who would I have? And first person that came to mind was Jason Momoa. Why? Well, basically because he seems like the kind of person that no matter where he goes, he's having a good time no matter where he goes. So I thought, what a better guy to have sit and talk art and creativity and what he's up to and what he's doing and how he does it. So, Jason, if you're out there, Mr. Momoa, if you're out there, Guinness waiting for you in the fridge. I keep replenishing the stock that I drink, but it's waiting for you. So let me know. Love to have you. Let's get to the drawing. First, I'm going to switch the screen. And boom. There's the guy. You can see him up on the left there. He's holding a snapping turtle. And there's just something about this guy that I want to do a sketch up using him. So, let's get to it. How do I start? I start with the egg. I'm going to do basic layout of body and position. leaning forward, in my mind. He's got some kind of a saddle. He's leaning into this. He's going to have his other hand here. It's going to be doing this. And that's going to do that. And what I'm going to have happen that, doing that. This is just the quick sketch to get shapes and what have you put together. And he's going to have this kind of thing happening here. Going to have a shape there. Offline again. I don't understand. I don't know what that means. Razi 31. If you can explain what you mean by that, I will try and fix it, but I don't know what offline again means. Do that with his foot here. Alright, so that's got that kind of feel here and here. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take all of this and move it up a bit. There we go. That's good. Might actually, no, I'm going to leave, no, let's scale it down a little bit. That's a little nicer. Okay, there's that. Now I'm gonna start roughing in some more information because there is a lot that I want to do with this guy. And again, this is just a quick sketch. This is just find what I want and rough it in because I'm going to clean it up in a bit. And that's going to do that. Something about that scarf that I really like that I'm going to utilize. And then I'm going to keep all the hair and the dreads and everything. It's really going to be looking up here. And get this information, that information, and have that. Center of his chest is here. That puts this here. And then I'm going to start changing him up. Center of his shoulders here. Putting the rest of his body here. Let's give him a belly. There we go. Put this saddle horn here. That's gonna do and attach this. Keep that saddle look here. There we go. I'm gonna check something here real quick because that doesn't bode well. Okay, not about this, but I had to check. Okay. You can see where the sketch is starting to shape up. I got the basics of what I wanted from him. That impish grin of his. But he's also going to be leaning really heavy forward. I want this area to kind of reflect. So I keep my center lines. That's what this line is right here. This line is that center line. And I want this to look like he's really leaning forward into that forearm, into that arm. So let's bring that over here. There we go. Get his hand in. And then we're gonna give him these. Nope. Give him this leg position. Because I want him to look magical. So he's got to have big head, little bitty body proportions. So we're going to change this up. That's going to change. Yeah, that's better. Got a nice, big, gnarly bare foot. That's going to do that, but his shell's going to, the tortoise shell is going to come this way, and that's going to do that. And that's going to do that. His leg is going to come out from under his shell like this. So that does that. Keep the strap visible. We're going to put his hand here on his knee. Forearm. No, let's put the hand up here on his thigh. That's better. Guidelines. Guidelines. A lot of you are probably looking at this drawing right now and going, what is it with all the lines, Don? Well, this is my rough. This is where I find everything. I'm making stuff up as I go along. Guidelines. Look at where I'm at. I am finding placement all over the place on this guy. I am not judging it all on one line. And that's where a lot of young artists get caught up. Well, I drew the first line and I don't like it, so I gave up. Don't give up. It's the first line. Try again. Move it. Change it. I actually need to do something here, because I need to see this closer. Edit, transform, scale. Yeah, that's a little clearer. I'm going to do this. All right. get some shapes in here. That and these things. Awful lot of stuff in here that I'm probably not seeing correctly, but again, because this is quick sketch for an idea. What do you think of that? You can see where I came from. This is the image, and this is what I'm doing with him. Like I said, sometimes there's just guys that, you know what? This thing is screaming out, draw me. Put the reins in his hand. That comes down like this. That is cool. What a cool idea. I like this guy. He's fun. This is where I start to hear this character. Sometimes you just hear them talking to you. And this guy's going, "Hey, I guarantee." Yeah, that's right. That's what I hear this guy. He's got this Cajun thing going. And he cusses at this at his ride. "I'll turn you into soup yet." My father. Oh man. My father loved turtle soup. I hate this stuff, but my father used to love it. So there's the first layer. That's the rough. Now we're going to start cleaning some stuff up. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this layer la-di-dee-dee-dee. I'm going to take all this information here and get it on the right layer. Duh. Edit, copy. Edit, paste. Uh-huh. Now we're going to go back to this layer. And we're going to get rid of, wait a minute, what's this? This is multiply, this is normal. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of some stuff here. Boink. Much better. Now now that we're on the right layer, we're gonna put this down to about there. And there. Alright, got my basic layer. Now we're gonna go back up to this layer. La-da-dee, la-da-dee, la-da-dee. And let's zoom in a bit on that face. That face, that face, that fabulous face. La da 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 dee. Alright. Right. Get some of the that's it. Awesome. Really make this nose a fantasy inspired nose. Not gonna give him the mustache. There we go. Give this a little bit of shading. Bring that down. Now, I'm doing stuff here that I would do with any pencil, any kind of sketchbook that I might be working with at the time. Not doing anything any different than I would if I were sat in a coffee shop or anything else instead of in front of my Cintiq. I would sit down with paper and pencil and just play. And that's the fun of being an artist. You no matter as long as you've got paper and pencil nearby, you are primed and ready to go at any time. And that is why I always carry a sketchbook. Always carry a sketchbook, always carry something to draw with, always have my glasses on me, never be without it. Because the second you don't have it, that's when somebody will walk by and you go, oh, what a face! And you wish you had a pencil so that you could draw them out. And that's why I like to people watch at the bookstores and things like that. When I go out to dinner, I always have a sketchbook on me. Specifically so when something happens, you've got the tools you need to be able to work it. Because by the time you get home and try and remember what you saw, it's gone. Never the same. Always have your sketchbook on you. We're gonna do some stuff here. Just scraggly it out. That's the great thing about this guy. You don't want to clean up his beard. When you've got him looking so scraggly and want him looking so scraggly, you don't want to have him got this clean beard. Have stray hairs all over the place. That's what's great about this guy. this up a bit. Who wants me now? No, I cannot do it right now because I am in the middle of a live stream, son. So let's do this. And that's going to come down like this. Let's come back down to this. There we go. And like that. Remember, with hair, it's not necessarily what you put in, but often it's what you've left out that's important. So we've got all this information that's going in. But all those little white spaces add depth to the hair. So we're going to give this a little bit more definition. Alright, and now I'm going to go in here and back that off. Right, and then we're going to go back into this. Bring that opacity back up. Right. Right, now, let's try and give him some definition here. this up. Kind of round this stuff off. Use that center line. As a line to put in his shirt. No, don't like that line. That's better. Alright, let's bring this back down again. No, almost messed up. Alright, now let's look at this. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring his saddle up this way. Saddle horn up. Bring this information around. Now, right now, because I'm roughing this out, I'm kind of guessing where the saddle is. A couple things I'm going to change here. That's better. Always remember that what you're seeing here are quick sketches of something I'm going to go back and do again, clean up, fix, change up. Till I get something that I can utilize in a project. So get his knuckle and there, finger, another, and that's going to come up for this, so that the rein can come over like this. Alright. Because what I've got to do here, when this is all cleaned up, is put the white in. Right. No questions? I don't know what offline again means. What are you trying to tell me? So let's fix something here. La-da-dee, la-da-dee. And back to that. And back to that. See, this is what I mean. That's wrong. All kinds of ways that's wrong. So I gotta fix this whole area. And I think my idea isn't gonna run. I think I'm gonna have to pull a situation where his foot isn't really gonna show. Do knickers on this guy. Knickers as in knickerbockers, not his underwear. And I'm gonna make his heel that. There, that makes sense. That makes a lot better sense. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. And I'm going to put this in like this. Rough that in. That's going to do this information. Yeah, that works. And we're going to keep the contrast going here. There we go. Very nice. You see where it came from, and this is where it's going. Oh, I got some things. Got some things. Hello, hello, hello. Because I just saw the chat. That's why I just saw the chat. Does anybody know what it means about offline again? I don't know what that meant, but there were comments there. I'm getting Igendwer. There we go. So, thank you for joining me. I've got an audience. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you. Wow, I'm flustered. I'm not sure what to do with myself now that I know that somebody's actually watching. Like I said, today it was taking something that is and making it something that is not. I saw this guy's face and I had to do something that was going to allow me to mess with it. I will keep an eye on the chat. And I will try and answer any questions that come that I see. as I see them. Come on. Okay, now see if I can manage some of this information here. Yeah. It's a little unclear in the photo. What some of this stuff that I'm seeing is, but I'm guessing when I do a final on this, when I take this piece and work with it to the point where I can utilize it for a final, that's when I'll get a closer view of a snapping turtle and clean up some of the stuff that needs cleaning up. What have I got here? Maybe I'm dumb or else, but isn't the turtle a bit oversized? No, actually the turtle's not. It's that the gentleman rider is undersized. So either that, or if it's the other way around, and as you say, the turtle is oversized, he will not have a problem in the bayou. As I was saying earlier when I was putting this thing together, this guy, I think, has a Cajun thing going. I don't know why, but I think he's Cajun. And what I've done here is I've widened my pencil so I can fill areas easier. Do what I need to do for shading's sake. And then later on I'll come back and fix some stuff and clean it up and, like I say, add some detail. But right now I'm blocking in shadow and color. This is the rough. This is not the final piece. This is the rough.
He's riding the turtle he got?
He's riding his turtle, yes.
Cool.
Off foot like a herd of turtles.
Yeah.
That was my art director, Tony.
Hello.
And she says hello. Okay. And now we're going to come back here, put some shell shading in. And in a minute, we're going to do some things with some textures, shade with some textures, so that everything doesn't look clean and crisp and what have you. It's got to look down and dirty. But we're getting our shade and our shell in. And put his bracers in. like I say, this is just the rough, so that I can go back and use this as reference for the cleanup later. I have noticed that you got a bit problems with my Twitch name. If you do, you can also call me anyone who likes tea or just T-Meg. I'm actually way more familiar with the second. T-Meg? Okay. Well, welcome T-Meg. Let me know if you have any other questions. And I will try and be helpful. Alright. Follow some muscular this way and some muscular that way. What we're going to do here in a minute. I'm going to add some highlights after we get some of this other stuff in. Okay. There we are. And this is going to come like that. All right. Very interesting. I'm on, oh, do I have any other social media? I am on Facebook, Don Higgins Illustration. I am on LinkedIn. So whatever I do here is going to get posted on either of those two spots later on. Some of this information in here. Alright. Now then, I'm gonna add no, not opacity. There we go. Add some shade in here. And in there. Remembering that the toned paper that I'm working on is going to keep a lot of these mid-tone values in the piece, so I don't have to do a lot of shading. You just gotta hit a couple areas to give it definition. This is gonna do that. All right. Now then. Okay, I'm sorry you don't have those platforms, but I do have my website at donhigginsillustration.com. I'll say that one more time, donhigginsillustration.com. You can see another or a wider range of work there. As I said earlier, I've done work for, or I do a lot of work for FASA games. I've done work for Fireside Creations. I've done work for Eldritch Enterprises. I've done work. I'm doing stuff with Nepenthe Games. I am and have done work with several gaming companies and game stores. But again, you're going to see like children's book illustration, comic illustration, and things like that on my website. One more time, donhigginsillustration.com. Have a bit of a drink here. Excuse me. Now, earlier, like I said, this guy just sounded, in my mind, Cajun. I don't know if anybody else is feeling anything as far as what this guy... Unfortunately, I can't right now. I'm working. Louisiana Cajun. I don't know where you're from, T-Meg, but Louisiana Cajun is what I mean by Cajun. Southern Bayous. There's a very old dad joke. It goes something like, I consider myself in this way Cajun because if it's okay by me, if it's alright by you. Oh, that's painful. I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, this guy just, like I said, to me, he comes across as Cajun. Now I've got to clean up some of this stuff. Because like I said, he's very, very rough. Bring up my opacity here. Darken some of this stuff up, get some detail in here. So that I can come back and put in some white highlights later. I'm going to get rid of the original guidelines. Very nice. Okay. Where are you from, T-Meg? Where are you watching me from? Not that it matters, it's just curious. You're telling me that you're having a hard time understanding what I say sometimes, so I don't know what might be the translation issue. Ah, you're in Germany. Well, welcome. My stepdaughter studied German for many, many years in high school. She will be quite interested to find out that I have or had an audience in Germany today. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. I hope you're learning something from what I'm doing here. There we go. I will let her know when I talk to her again. And then let's see what I can do here with some other brushes. Okay. Up here, that's a bit more. So that I can add some shading on him. Give him some muscle here, some muscle tone. I'd like to think that I do a good job, T Meg, but as is often the case with many artists, I doubt myself a lot. It's what is known in the business as imposter syndrome. I don't think I have a lot of skill, a lot of talent, a lot of worthiness to be doing what I do. My art director, met her a little while ago. She does her best to keep me going and keep me motivated and keep me believing in myself, but as is often the case, it's a losing battle. Because I get very depressed sometimes about my work and how it's perceived. But I'm glad you're enjoying it, T Meg. I'm very thankful that you joined me today. Alright. As I said, this is a very rough illustration. That now I need to put in some highlights using the right tool. And let's do this. No. Some of this information I'm putting underneath layers. Because I want to undertone it so it doesn't stand out too much. It shows through, but not heavily. There we go. That's interesting. Now we're going to go above. Change the there we go. A little wider. Let's do this. shine to the shell. Let's put some. Put this back under. There we go. Now, let's get in on that face again. And hit that. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Now let's put some things on top. Pass it up. Go back under. And I'm going to get the approval of my art director here.
Yeah.
Isn't he cool?
Mm-hmm. That is cool.
And I've got an audience in Germany.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to put a gravel underneath him, I think, or some kind of ground him in some way.
Sure.
And that'll be the end of this one.
Awesome. Good job.
Thank you.
Done
Thank you.
awesome. Keep up the good work.
I'm working on it.
All right.
All right. Have a great day at work. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Love you. So, what we're doing right now is highlighting some areas. So we get a basic understanding of who this guy is and what he does. And at this point, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put some information in here. And we'll go new layer. Okay, and we'll get that. Let's try something here. I don't think I need him anymore. What am I doing? Oh, that's what I'm doing. And we'll go down to here. There we go. Let's try that. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what the heck are you doing? And I will tell you what I'm doing here in a minute. I'm going to put that information in. Then I'm going to go back up to this and hit the magic wand. You see how it went all the way around it? So that I can go back to that and oops, wrong one. Select inverse. Now it's going to go and delete everything behind him. Select inverse. I'm going to try this again. Now what I'm going to do is go under him with my texture tool and find pebbles. Pebbles, 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 pebbles. Big rocks. Come on, where are you, pebbles? Big mountain. Ground pebbles. Alright, now we're going to zoom back down again. Actually, I'm going to clean up a couple of things here with that. Oh, de do de do do do. Boom. And boom. And where am I at? Ah. Clean up some of these stray edges that I would have gone in and fixed in the layer. Now I've got these glaring white spots that I don't want in there. There, that's better. Alright, so now we're going to go into this. And we're on the right pencil. And let's sign this. There is my I did not know the live stream had a problem. We might have had a storm run through. Unsure. But there's the piece. All set, all done. These herding turtles. I'm sorry there was a glitch in the stream, but thank you for coming back. Like I said, we are yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you for stopping by again. I've signed it. I'm gonna let's be smart. Let's save this. And we'll call it Herding Turtles. And done. Okay, so I appreciate you coming by, Team Egg. Thank you for your patience. And thank you for coming back. I'm here every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, so you're welcome to stop by and see me again. Had a grand time, and again, it's nice to see or to hear from an audience that really picked up the day. Thank you very much. You have no idea how big a help it was. Thank you. So I'm going to say my normal goodbyes. Thank you for stopping in. Remember to draw what you see, not what you know. And me, I see dragons. Why don't you? Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Have a great day.